ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters, this is a test stream. We are testing a broadcasting setup here on iRacing, as you can quite clearly see, for AOR. What are we so testing? Well, we are testing gloriously built graphics such as this. Lovely on-screen stuff as built in-house by our own Nicholas Domino. Very nice stuff. So this is a test to see whether how well my machine handles it, which didn't go so well last time we tried this, but it seems to be going so far so good. So we are in qualifying. We are here at Canada. If I bring up where we are, there it is. Hide the rest and just bring up that. There we go. So track and air temperature in the mid-20s. Circuit to Gilles Villeneuve. I love the Domino's design in the top right-hand corner. 4 kilometers, 13 turns. Await us for this particular. Although my track map says 15, I think it has a in there. Either way, no, I know where the extra 2 have come in. I think. I think my map has got some spurious turn numbers in it. Never mind. We are all fairly familiar with how Canada functions. Last minute window adjustments my side. Hopefully joining me for commentary a little bit later on is our Lord Garfizzle. He is running late, that much I knew beforehand, so he will hopefully be joining us later on. Right, get rid of that. 4 minutes 20 remaining. If I bring up where we currently stand, Christoph Holstein currently leading the way with a 1:31.770. There he is in the mint green and white Porsche coming through turns 1, 2 and 3. Jan Malinsky in the Ford, I think he is. He is indeed in that green Ford. Currently it sits just 1.139 behind. Oh, scraping that barrier there, coming through. There's a 4, 5, heading down towards 6. That is Mike Sheppers in the 3rd position, also in the Ford. Phil Reed, otherwise known as McVillan, heading down to the final turns in the lead Ferrari. Over the last couple of apexes, avoids the wall of champions. Does he improve? Is he on a time lap? His last lap was a 32.0, which put him up into 4th. That last one, a 33.0. No good. No. Oh, excuse me. Hello there, OTL Matex 88. Everything looking good. Fabulous. That is what I like to hear. I'm going to try and keep an eye on whether my PC wants to try and die whilst doing this. Hopefully not. I'm not getting any error messages. Glad he is looking good on the spectator side. Who else do we find? In 5th position we have got Darren Potter, who is in the next Ferrari alongside. You can see on the nameplate in the bottom left, you can see which category they are in. You can also see that coloured sash next to the names. So, for instance, Christoph Holstein is in the Pro category. He is Porsche in the pits. He has that yellow sash, as is highlighted at the bottom. Marlinsky in the AM category. Wow, that's someone's parked their Ferrari. Hello, Smoking Puppy. Good to see you as well. Any and all are welcome in the chat box over here. Unfortunately, that's a notification. Hello, Jess. Good to see you as well. Looks like the tweet has been read. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Good. Now the FPS is looking good. What we actually had a problem with last time was it was actually the comms that me and Fizzy had trouble with last time. But, like I said, Fizzy is running a little bit late at the moment. I just need to make a slight adjustment here. When I make an adjustment, you'll see the overlay just disappear very briefly. I'm looking to see where Fizzy is. And I've also just realised I haven't actually jumped to the Discord commentary box. So if he does come and join me, I wouldn't be there. That wouldn't be helpful to him at all. Right, that particular element is dealt with. So I'm going to switch back to the overlay-driven stream. Less than So less than 1.25 minutes to go. Christoph Holstein still holds on to the top spot. He is in the pits, will not be able to improve. At 1:31.770. Ina Marlinski still in second in the Ford. Car 84. That interestingly coloured green. I'm trying to see what that is on the side of it. Sometimes I think it's a turtle. I just realised what it is. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nice, love it. I actually thought it was a dragon without realising what it was. When it flew past the camera, it actually looks a bit like a dragon. Nork. Oh, someone's parked the car on the side there. That was around about turn 5, I think. Nope, that would have therefore been turn 9 because he's now heading down to turn 11. 180-degree right-hander. As the seconds tick down. This is, I think, it was a practice session. I actually thought it was a qualifying session. I was getting rather excited. Slightly too early. We're getting the stream up and running anyway, just to see how well my machine can cope with it, as mentioned. You may ask what the purpose of this is. I don't normally do iRacing stuff, I grant you, but you know me, I'll stick my commentary all into any and all I can get away with. I have done iRacing before for AOR, and that was good fun actually with the Ford and Ferrari League held a while ago. Now we are in the qualifying session, 20 minutes qualifying. It's available to our drivers, and a number of them, as you can hear, getting underway. Christoph Holstein in the Porsche. Wow, he didn't hang around. Getting straight out there. There we see that TMNT coloured Ford of Marlinski. I don't know why I keep wanting to see Marlinski. I'm adding an in there. I wholeheartedly apologise, sir. I just need to, again, check something. If I seem distracted, it is because I'm checking messages. So, unfortunately, I've been reminded of something I didn't do, which is a bit of a shame, which was install the skin pack. I think the skin pack may have actually changed since we did our testing, for which I apologise for those catching up the stream later. That is my fault. I completely forgot to do that. Never mind. I do see Fizzy is online. So hopefully Fizzy will be coming to join me in the commentary box pretty soon. What I'm a little worried about is the fact that Discord seems to be struggling, same as it was before. But never mind, we will press on. Who can we find? We were watching Christoph Holstein. Hello, Dom. What are you doing in chat, sir? Shouldn't you be on track? He's not in session, so I'm assuming Nick isn't driving tonight. But Nicholas Domino, he joins us in chat. He's the man responsible for the beautiful, gorgeous on-screen displays that you can see. So thank you ever so much for that. And the fact that I was able to change my monitor at the last minute to a proper aspect screen meant that I was able to save him a lot of work trying to rejig everything. Why am I not... There we go, I didn't have a camera select. Oh, he's not at home. Oh, Dom. That's no excuse. Right, enough waffle. Let's see who we can find then. There we have Stevie Chambers in the Pro-Am category. He is last lap 2:15, as you can see. But now really winding up. Let's ride on board. On the nose of the Ferrari, now screaming on. He's gone through turn 3, now coming through. Chicane part, 4 and 5, getting very close to the wall. We can actually go with... I need to get used to where the camera controls are. There we go. I'm glad to see that iRacing actually fixed the fact that what we used to get was the gear number never changed. The gear number always used to say at neutral. But, as you quite clearly see, it's not the fastest neutral in the world anymore. Screaming on down to turns 9 and 10. Looked like he had a bit of understeer coming into that. But, lots of discarded rubber on the... You get free food. Fair enough, Dom. Down to turn 11, heavy on the brakes, down to first. Oh, he's overshot turn 11. He won't thank me for pointing that out. Coming in the gas again over the rumble strips. In my map, counts that as 12 and 13. I'm not convinced there's 2 corners there. So, yeah, my track map is slightly incorrect on that one, I feel. Never mind, screaming on down. Oh, hello, LT. Good to see you, sir. Through the final chicane. Oh, clouting that last apex. We're now starting to see qualifying times come onto the board. And where does Stevie Chambers slot in? He jumps into third at present. That time was a 1:32.192, as you can see, 9/10 off the top spot at the moment. That is held by Mike Sheppers in the Ford. And he is pulling over to the side. Stefan Herman in the lead, screaming Porsche, heading down to the hairpin turn. Finds himself half a second down from the current pole time, 1:31.844. Ben Warren is in the Ferrari. Oh, I think that's that TMNT Ford that we saw earlier on. Ben Warren jumping up in the Pro-Am category, now third. Oh, clouting the wall, and yep, he's pulled over to the side as well. 1:32.185 for Ben. Stevie Chambers demoted to fourth as a result. Now, Jukka, and now I'm going to struggle with this one, I think. Jukka Suominen. I struggled with this one last week in our test as well. In the Ferrari in the Pro-Am category car, 25 as we can see for Radium Racing. Nice one. Screaming on down to the final turn. Let's see if he is on a time lap or not, or if he does improve. The last chicane. Wow, he gets so close to the wall of champions. Last lap 1:32.425. And that is an improvement. 1:32.319. Improves in time but not position, remains in fifth position. Cohen Van Eyck in the pits at the moment. As you can see, the lead AM car. You can see the AM category is blue. Hello, Andy. Good to see you. One of our new F1 2017, F1 2018 commentators. Glad to see you in the chat, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else can we find? Stefan Kamke. I think he's just leaving the pits at the moment. He is indeed in the AOR coloured Car 82 Ferrari. Finds himself. Oh, he's just been demoted indeed to 8th by. Who did he get demoted by? Alexandre. Hello, Failer. Good to see you. Good to see you. Alexandre Godefroy. Keep wanting to say Godfrey. I'm sure he's not. I'm sure that's not the first time he's heard that one. Wow, 1:31.286 by our lead Nork Ford of Mike Sheppers. Sorry, that's not the first time I'm going to get a name wrong. So 2 pros at the top of the field, then 3 Pro-Ams, Ben Warren, Stevie Chambers, and Suominen. Then a cracking time, but then by Cohen Van Eyck, who's not on track at the moment. VEC coloured Ferrari then is Alexandre Godefroy. Darren Potter down in 9th now. He is screaming on down that back straight. Currently 1:32.845 is his time in the AM category for Scuderia AOR. Oh, he caught that first apex very hard. Just avoids the end of the World Champions. Does he improve? Now down to 10th. As Einar Marlinski has just jumped up to 3rd. Did Darren improve? He did not. It was an invalid lap last time around. And Chris. Oh, Fizzy did. Hey, Formula Danny. Good to see you. Oh yes, the new thing. Thank you, Dom. Let's put some names in there. Let's put some names. This is the new thing. That. There's one. So if we're looking at, let's try and pick some names of people actually on track. That would help. Where is? Chris hasn't. Christoph hasn't actually said. Oh, yes, he is. He's actually out there now. Hello, Formula Danny. Good to see you. So this new feature that Dom actually built into the overlay. So the test names he recommended. Well, isn't recommended. These are the names he used as an example. Phil Reed, and wow, Christoph just actually set the pole time with a 1:31.08. Oh, why comms? Just jump back to. You need to tell me how to clear that. Unfortunately, I can't clear that particular name. Oh, here we go. You just click on that again. It's the first time I've viewed that particular feature. So, Let's use this man, Mike Sherpers, if I can find him. Mike Sherpers, where are you? There he is. Car number 96. Ah, so it actually gives us an indication that he's... Ah, that's his current position and how far he is off the current pole time. So he needs to find 2/10 to overhaul Christoph Holstein. He's currently... Ben Warren is third behind him. I think... Ah, they're actually right next to each other on track. So here's a good example. Currently second is this man, Mike Sherpers. Sheppers, sorry, I'm adding syllables there. Oh, wow, that's a lot of curb. That would have hurt the old derriere, but streaming on down to the line. Does Mike improve? He did in time, but not in position. What about Ben Warren? Actually, Ben Warren came back into the pits, so he did not improve on that particular time. Now, if we were to use that function to its fullest, we can actually put up to 4 names in there. So let's just put 4 names in there. We would look like that. But unfortunately, only one of those cars. Oh, Darren Potter, I think, is on track, but the rest of them are not. So that's just showing off a feature there. Christoph Holstein back on track, then looking to improve. He'll improve still on that one, Failure. Hello, Photon. Good to see you. Glad to see a lot of people coming out to have a look. Indeed, yes. I was just making that very point. It's good to see. So lots of familiar names coming to see how AOR do. We have a new second place man in the form of Dominic Gaidemeyer in the Ferrari. The Scuderia now dancing to the top of the sheets, but still it's only the top 3 or 4 of the top 5 that are actually in that pro category. Ben Warren, who's just jumped back to... disappeared from my list. Oh no, he's jumped back to the pits, is why we couldn't find it. Gaidemeyer is just, as you can see on the overlay there, is just over a 10th behind Wycombe's Christoph Holstein. Fabulous to see. There's lots of jumping going on further down. Stevie Chambers was up in 3rd and 4th early on. Is now demoted down to 9th place. Has he had an argument with something? Is the tail of that car looking damaged, or was it just the way the light was? We'll see when he comes round. Stevie, I'm looking at your bum. No, it looks okay, actually. It was very, very slow coming out of 11, so I think it was probably just an outlap for Stevie. He's not looking to... Oh, didn't mean to do that. That was not what I meant to do. Ah, no. Got a little carried away there with the buttons. Oh yes, the Q-Val nameplate. Which is that one. So again, another feature that Dom has built into this that I wasn't previously using. I was just using the standard nameplate, which is that one. You can actually see Stevie's current lap time and how far he currently is off the pole time. Which currently stands at 9.5 tenths off the top spot. He comes... Oh! Introduces himself to the wall. Coming to the end of sector 1. There it is, 25.495 for sector 1. Through 7 and 8. Oh, a couple of cars on the right hand side. They should hopefully stay out of the way. Ooh. One of them did. The other one hopefully won't hold Stevie up too much. His previous lap was actually invalid. So getting a nice tow off of the back of the Ferrari there. Around turn 11 comes Stevie then. A few cars behind, shouldn't hold him up. One of the Porsches directly ahead. Oh wow, those two Porsches behind him getting very, very close. You see the green Pro sign on the back of Stevie's car. He's in the Pro-Am category. The Pro... Oh, I just realised we haven't got... that one up. See how Stevie does. Does he improve? Screaming on down the line. 131.076 is still the pole time. 132.277 does not beat his previous best. That is another feature that Dom has built in. The gap between himself and the car behind him. Oh, now who's just jumped up? Oh, we have a new pole man in Joe Caroni. Well, well, well. by 2.5 tenths in the Ferrari. Whoa, wow. For the Race Clutch team, car 130 has stormed to the top of the field. Oh, goodness. And Mike Shepherd has just got his Ford into second then, car 96 by the merest of counts. Actually, if we bring up, that's the gap between second and third. 49 thousandths of a second separates these two. Absolutely. Oh, that's not how you get your car home. Wow, good job there by Jawad Karoni. Chris is back out on track. He's on his out lap, so the qualifying time will not be of any use at the moment. But it's going to be a good opportunity then to use the new function. There is Chris's current time, of course, he is on an out lap. And Jawad is also on track in car 130. So let's bring up his time as well. And actually, what we'll do, let's do that slightly differently. Let's bring up Karoni on the top one. Let's put Mike Shepherd in car 96 in the second one. And we'll put Christoph Holstein in the third one. That's our top three at the moment. None of them on a hot lap as they currently stand. I don't think Shepherd's on a hot lap. Maybe he might be. He is really pressing on. No, 38.4. It's not a representative first. Oh, that Ford doesn't sound happy when it's at slow speed. So, oh, that's someone testing their brakes somewhat. So under 5 minutes to go then. There is Jared Karoni, the only man to get under 131 at the moment. Where's Shepherd? He's further back on the lap. Where's Holstein? There he is. He's just coming around the final couple of turns, and so now these timings are going to start to come good. The feature on the right is now going to start to become useful. Through turns 1 and 2. Oh, that Porsche done off get bouncy on the 8 of the 2. Now coming through 3 and 4. Let's see how much apex he takes. He takes as much as he dare. Oh, it gets very close to the wall. Every inch track. Through 6, streaming on down to... Sorry, through 5, and then 6 and 7. Nicely done then. So he gets onto this short, semi-straight section. One of the Ferraris getting out of the way. 8 and 9 approach. Gets over to the left-hand side. Wants to ride the apexes as cleanly as he can. Oh, he missed the first one very heavily over the second one. Doesn't throw him too hard to the wall. And now it is streaming on to turn 10. I was calling that turn 11 earlier. As Shepherd's still on 131.027. He's actually gone back to the pit. So as we take his out, he's gone back to the pit. So that's fairly irrelevant now. He's gone through 10, through 11. Screaming on down toward 12, 13. No one in front of the Porsche. Can he improve? 131.076. He has 2.5 tenths to find. He hits the first apex hard. He hits both apexes hard. Kisses the wall. Straight lines into the line. Can he improve? The answer is he can. And he jumps up into second. No, beg your pardon, he's still registered in third with that 131.042. So he did find some time to see that delta at the bottom, and he's not wasting any time. He's straight back out there. So Christoph Holstein then did find a little bit of time. Where is Karoni? He's further down the lap, so we'll take his timing off the board as well. Less than 2:20 remaining in this session. Jared Karoni holds the top spot. 1:38.30. Mike Shepherd in the Ford. He's on a hot lap, I think. We'll follow him through. I have the controller. I think I do. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now all the cars will go white. And, oh, they'll go white and then they'll go back again. Good to see you, Formula Danny. Glad you're enjoying the stream. So that was Shepherd bringing his car in. Holstein Why is his car still white? Why have all the cars gone white? Hopefully that'll sort itself out. Dom! Why have all the cars gone white? Hello, Pox. Good to see you. Hopefully be joined by a Mr. Fizzy soon. Hopefully there we go. The cars are now re-attaining the skins. Yeah, the reason why Nick would inform me to do this is because some of the skins have changed since the last time I had joined. So, for instance, Coroni's has just got to refresh itself. Some of them are, of course, re-downloading, basically. They will come good very soon. Sherpas is back in pits. Holstein is crossing the line. He wants that top spot again. He's got 2:10 still to find and less than a minute to do it. Or indeed, it's going to be less than 30 seconds to do it very soon. Gaidemeyer in 4th in the next Ferrari with Phil Reed. He's coming to... okay, those times are a bit skewed. In the... oh, wow, that's nearly taking off, hitting that next apex then. So Phil Reed looking to start a... oh, that's someone parking on the right-hand side. That's not gone well for them. So Phil Reed looking to get his next lap underway. Wow, that's deep through turn 1. Where is Christoph Holstein? There he is in the Porsche, still looking to regain. It's 15 thousandths of a second behind Sherpas. Sherpas is in the pits, he will do no more. Caroni coming to the end of his lap. And qualifying. Oh wow, that's a lot. So now is less than 2 minutes then for people to finish the lap they are on, ready or not. And Holstein has brought his car back into the pits. Caroni he improved. Caroni improved that lap, 1:30.639. Oh, so beg your pardon, I thought Holstein had brought his Porsche in. He hasn't yet. So now he's got 4/10 of a second to find. Can he do it? Through the last chicane, again hitting that first apex hard. He's hit the wall. That's going to lose him momentum and he's backed out of it. He caught that first apex too hard and that just pushed him into the wall. And that is Holstein starting in 3rd. There's Phil Reed. Next man over the line. Oh, that's one of the... I think that is Evan... Evan Imre also runs that pink Ferrari. He'll start at the bottom because he hasn't set a pole time. Oh, he hasn't set a qualifying time, sorry. Again, that's a lot of curb. Can Phil Reed find any of that 7/10s he's missing to get towards the top spot? 1:31.198 is... it becomes 31.1202. He does not elevate above 5th, however, but he was so close to the next man. That's amazing to think that the gap 2nd to 3rd, that's Sherpas to Holstein, is 15 thousandths of a second. Then Holstein to Gaidemeyer is 64 thousandths. Phil Reed to Dominic Gaidemeyer is 95 thousandths. So the top 5 separated, with the exception of the gap 2nd to 1st, because that's nearly 4/10ths, and then there's barely a 10th from 2nd to 5th. So that is absolutely incredible. Qualifying still going on. I thought the session had actually finished. My mistake. Pressing on then as the timer continues to count down. Only 3 cars. Oh no, Kamki's not on. Actually, Phil Reed's the only man still on track. Oh, that's very deep into turn 10, and that's him done. Qualifying is done then. Your qualifying order is as such. With Caroni with that top spot, Sherpa 2nd, Holstein 3rd, Gaidemeyer 4th, and thank you for the new subscriber. That's what that's what that one was. Phil Reed 5, Ben Warren in 6th, with Herman 7th, Marlinski, I will get that right, in 8th, Godefroy 9, Debret, how on earth do you say that, in 10th position? I'm afraid I don't know. Debroychek, I think. Stevie Chambers 11, Blackwood 12. Car number 666 in 13. Foku, yes. Cruz in 14. Suomen in 15. Brochet in 16. Towns 17. Ike 18. Gaillard 19. Darren Potter in 20th. You can hear the cars coming onto the grid now. That's what that clunky noise is. We get to the camera. There they are. They will be starting under the pace car that you can see. Differences in car. There's differences between the Ford, the Ferrari, and the Porsche as far as sort of inherent differences are concerned, but they are all set up by their respective drivers. So the setup, the driving style, there's various things that affect how these cars behave. Interesting that Fizzy is not in the box with me.
I am actually here.
Oh, hello! Were you just waiting for a gap in my waffle to hop on it?
Kind of, yes. I managed to sneak in without you noticing.
You absolutely did, because I turned notifications off. I have Fizzy with me, everybody!
Yes, hello everyone. I have been having some issues. I was planning to stream on my end as well on my channel, but I've been having some issues getting that going. So I think, considering I got home really late as well, I think we'll stick to your test stream on this one, and then I'll just do a recording on my end just in case I need some of it.
Your timing is impeccable, I'm sure you can see.
Yeah. Yes, there are cars lined up on the back straight, it seems.
Yes.
Which means the race is about to get in the way.
Yes, we're just waiting for the game to finalise it. There we go, they are starting to get underway with Coroni setting the pole time. Get to a TV camera. Still got to get used to these controls, so there may well be lots of kind of bouncing around until I get used to everything. Oh, actually, let's get a blimp shot of the grid as they are heading down towards. For some reason, Coroni is not appearing on my list to be able to select. So as the pace car then leads them through the final chicane. Looks like Christoph Holstein is actually on the front spot at the moment, but that's just the game will sort everybody out. And there they go. We are racing here in Canada. It looks like Sherpas is actually the front car. I'm not sure what's happened to Coroni because he was the pole man, but Sherpas then is deemed as the lead man. Holstein second, Gainey 3, Phil Reed 4th. Of course, everybody has pretty much gone up in position. Coroni seems to have disconnected. It was a huge shame to start the race with. So everybody very, very closely compact. Ooh, wow. That is very close indeed. Looks like everybody has got through. And oh, Coroni's at the back. Oh no, what's happened to our pole man? Would he have started from the pits, Fizz? Fizzy? Oh, I am not hearing a Fizzy.
Yeah, you've been lagging in and out for me.
Oh no! Oh dear, that's someone flying off the road. Oh no, we had this problem last week actually, where Discord was just lagging like crazy for iRacing particularly. I think this is I think it's more a technical problem on my side. Oh no, huge problem. That's not good. Potter's involved in that. That's Ike in there as well. Ike is the car 18 trying to get underway. That's trying to drive through. Oh, Flavian Foku. That is absolutely mullered. There's been a big incident down there at turn 10. So big problems then at the tail of the grid, but towards the front, Sherpas, Holstein, Gaidemeyer lead the way. Ben Warren is the top pro-am car Ferrari. Oh, I'm hearing bits of you, Fizz. I think, again, this is kind of problems my side, sadly. The game runs fine, but Discord doesn't.
Yeah, definitely bits of it.
Ow, someone bounced off the wall there. Obviously, the Discord issue is not something we're going to be able to fix, but as I'm the kind of stream host, I'm going to carry on regardless. So sorry, Fizz. We're kind of doing two independent commentaries, essentially. What happened to Phil? Very good question. Where is Phil Reed? Where is Phil Reed? There he is. He's in 11th. He's had a major problem as well. We saw that big problem down there at the hairpin at turn 10. So he's now down in 11th position. You can see the numbers are a little bit jumbled up because the overlay, it takes a little while to update. But look at this top three. Sherpas, Holstein and Gaidemeyer. We get, let's get a cockpit view. Actually, let's get a nose cam on Gaidemeyer's car. He's chasing that Porsche of Christoph Holstein down to the final chicane then. Very, very close. That Ford has not been able to break away from Christoph Holstein either. Mike Sherpas is hanging on to that lead very nicely indeed. And And there you see, there is Warren being chased by Stefan Herman. Wow, there's a decent train forming behind Stefan in 5th position in the 179 Porsche. And you've got Malinsky. Oh, Marinsky! I've been saying Malinsky all this time. He's going to kill me for that. Godefroy, Dubrochek. That's how I'm saying that one in 8th position. Stevie Chambers 9. Phil Reed now up to 10th position after whatever problem he had early on. He's now really pushing Stevie Chambers along the road. Wow, that's very deep. Coming through, that's coming through 6 and 7. Very, very close indeed for these guys. But I don't want to look away from this top battle too long. And that's Holstein getting very, very deep into, through turns 9 and 10. Chasing the Ford down the road. Hang on, that one is the view. Wow, that thing screams. Oh, he gets deep into it. Look at the monitor. You can see how close the Ferrari of Gadamer is to chasing the Porsche down the road. It's a relatively short race. Of course, you can see at the top how much of this race remains. As everybody now gets back onto... Fizzy's now in my chat. Yeah, unfortunately. It is a problem that seems to affect Discord when I run iRacing for some reason. As you can quite clearly see, the game itself is running absolutely fine. The stream itself is perfectly okay. I'm not getting any error messages today. It seems to be Discord related, sadly. So it's not something we're going to be able to fix, alas. So I'm going to carry on commentating for now. And if Fizzy is recording his side, he can continue to essentially have his own version of this stream. And we're going to have to think of a different solution, sadly. Because we had the same problem when Fizzy was the stream host last week. Unfortunately, I had to duck out because one of my children was ill. Brought that one to a rather abrupt end, sadly. So, where are we? Lap number 4. 4 down. 14.5 minutes to go. Sherpa still leads. Holstein still leads Gadamer. Coming through 8 and 9. Oh, the Ford just kisses the wall. The Gadamer is in striking distance of the Porsche. Whoa, that's too far away. Let's try that one. There we go. Oh, well, that shut us a little bit. Oh, the Porsche's gone deep. Ford is chased by Porsche, chased by Ferrari. As they come through. Yeah, just I'm keeping an eye on the stream chat as well. It's definitely a Discord problem on my side. That which we identified last time. Oh, what's happened to Godefroy? He's down there in 16th. Oh dear, he's in this whacking great big train. You can see he is that Ferrari that is behind the Soren Kreutz, or Kreutz, in the pink Ferrari, I think it is. Oh, huge problem, big spin then for the Porsche. That's Gaillard, that's Felipe Gaillard. That's had that big problem coming through that final chicane. That's pretty much killed the pink Ferrari. It's the tops. Oh, goodness me, what is going on with the top? The connection went a little bit wonky there. Not gonna end it. It's a 10. Hello, Tino. Good to see you, my friend. So the top 3 begin to spread out now. Sherpa's getting a tiny bit of breathing space between himself and Christoph Holstein, but nothing too bad. Christoph has got a little bit more breathing space between himself and Dominic Gadamer in the Ferrari. And then Warren, there he is in 4th position. He's pressing on. Erwin Marinsky. And the TMNT coloured Ford still has an impressive train behind him. Phil Reed back up to 6th position now, following that earlier problem he had that demoted him all the way down. I'm actually going to kill my Discord at this point. It's fairly pointless having that on. It's serving no function whatsoever. Dubrochek is right behind Phil then. Actually, I think do that one. Yes, that's a more meaningful. But that one is good. That's gap to leader, but that one is gap to driver in front. So we can see where everybody is in relation to those around them. No one coming through the pit as yet. Well, that's actually completely wrong, because this man, Caroni, has a pole sitter. Look at that! Look at the scrap he finds himself in. The Ferrari gets through on the inside of turn 1 and up into 19th position, so he was caught out in some kind of melee early on. We saw him starting from the back of the grid. He somehow missed the start. We don't entirely know how, but he has pressed on nonetheless. I think the Dom. Now on the controls I have on my other monitor, the stream can't see. It's telling me the race is 1 hour and 10 minutes long. That's of course not reflected in the thing at the top that you can see. So Dom, that might be something you might have to look at. If you're still with me, Mr. Domino. So, wow, look at the pace Caroni has absolutely left behind. That's Phil Bedford in the Porsche with Gaillard in short succession. That Porsche we saw getting a big old whack coming through that final chicane with Darren Potter and Boy Williamson directly behind. What's going on the front here? There's Ben Warren. Oh, I think Christoph Holstein at one point was side by side with the Ford, and I missed that a little bit. The circuit coming up with the gap between the two was about 0.02 of a second, so Christoph Holstein still keeping pressure on for the lead. So it's 1 hour and 10 minutes of this race to do, not just 10 minutes. These guys will have to come through the pits at some point. Ain't no way they're going to be able to push this hard for the entire length of the race. There's 53 laps of this race to do. We are currently on lap 7. Well, that's an estimate on how many laps there are, because it is a timed event as opposed to a set lap event. There is Phil Reed. Oh, look at how close he is to, that is Marinsky. Marinsky in the TMNT coloured Ford with Ben Warren. So actually the Ford has caught up with the Ferrari of Ben Warren, with Phil Reed on the tail with that amazing recovery drive. Thank you for pointing that out, Fader. Get to the chopper cams, really highlights very, very well. Coming into that final chicane, seeing a lot of people catch that first apex so hard. It's the quickest way through, but it will unsettle the car really, really badly. And we've obviously seen how Felipe Gaillard really struggled with that. Turn 1 again. Phil is really eager to get past that Ford. He's going to be losing time behind him. Oh, what's happened to Ben Warren? Have we lost Ben Warren? He seems to have fallen off the radar a little bit. I think we might have done. Oh, I need to get the camera. There we go. I think we've actually lost Ben Warren. That's a shame. He was doing so well. And he seems his name is falling to the bottom of the list. That is, you can see on the overlay there, as the overlay will update us after register. He's actually out of the top 15. But Ben Warren does seem to have disconnected. A massive change. Oh, Brownski. Indeed, Andrew Brown is no longer running car number 43. Well, glad you could join me, sir. Look at this then. Holstein is now under all kinds of pressure yet again from the Ferrari of Dominic Gademeyer as they scream on down to that final chicane. Fair enough, Dom. Oh, look at this. It looks like we're going to get a move from Gademeyer on Holstein at any moment. It's not even half a second between the pair of them now. Nearly 2 seconds between Gademeyer and Holstein. Very tight indeed now, coming through 3 and 4. Screaming through 5 into 6 and 7. Gademeyer is bouncing all over the apexes. Holstein was actually a couple of tenths. Oh no, they were nearly identical actually. Holstein and Gademeyer last time around, 32.7. But Mike Sherpers were 32-2 last time. So he opened up a big gap for himself. So Holstein obviously having to keep an eye on the Ferrari behind. Does not want to give any quarter to the chasing Gatormare. There's Phil Reed, still with that Ford right on his nose. Phil Reed, if we switch this to gap to leader, you can see he's only 7.7 off the lead. This surely is going to be a move then for the blue Ferrari on car 84. Surely it's going to be a move. Here he comes. Jumps out from the slipstream of the Ford. That is going to be a move. Surely job done inside of the chicane. Bounces off the apexes, off the curbs rather, and that is Phil Reed back up into 4th position. Great recovery drive from the AOR blue driver as he continues his merry way back through turn 1. 5.6 to close down to Gatormare, who is battling, as we were looking at earlier, Christoph Holstein. No one through the pits yet, with the exception of Caroni. Let's keep an eye on our pole man. Where is he? There he is, in 15th position. As he is now back up into the top 15. There he is. He's on the overlay now. Top pole man setting a pretty damn blistering pace. The man with the quickest lap by 8 thousandths of a second is this man, Christoph Holstein, 31.6. Been fighting off that Ferrari for quite a few laps now, so he's not going to be able to make that kind of pace at the moment. He's lost another 3/10 on Mike Sherpers. Again, 32.2 for the leading Ford, 32.5 for the Porsche, and 32.7 for the Ferrari. So very strong pace up front. 32.9 for Phil. Of course, he's made his way through the pack. Is Inar Marinsky going to make a move? And there, just behind them, is Chris De Bruyck, again, I apologise if I'm getting that wrong, and Stefan Hermann. They come screaming on down. Doesn't look like Stefan is going to be close enough for a move at the moment. So he's going to go for a big move at the final chicane. He does not. So, oh wow, I cringe every time they hit the curves that hard. Phil Reed then maintaining that gap between himself and Inar Marinsky. Inar Marinsky was actually, to the thousandths of a second. Reed and Marinsky set at the same time, 32.681. 32.0 by our leader. So Sherpa's really getting to his stride now. So we are at coming into lap 12. Yep, that's Windows giving me a notification. I'm well aware. And is Gaillard out? Gaillard might actually be out of this one. Oh no, he's still going. Oh no! That was Sherpa's! Oh no! The Ford, just as I cut away, Sherpa's getting all sideways and he's facing the wrong way into the wall. He's had to reverse to prevent us from smacking into the wall. That's down to 7th! Oh, in the blink of an eye! From a commanding lead, he's now fallen right behind that battle between De Bruyck and Hermann. They elevated up to 5th and 6th now, so now your leader is Christoph Holstein. But Dominic Gatormare is still chasing on. Again, you see, it does look like the Ferrari lines up for a move. It's just not close enough. Christoph had a great drive out of that final chicane then. That's going to give him a very crucial amount of breathing space coming into turn 1. My map has that tiny kink there as turn 1, which I'm not believing in the slightest. Gatormare was slightly quicker than Holstein last time around. That elevates Phil Reed back up into a podium position at the moment because they have a long way to go. It's not 2 minutes at the top as time will tell you. And actually Phil Reed was quicker than the two ahead of him. Still got some gaps to close. Oh, as he bounces off the wall. Look at the damage on the back of the car. Oh, that was a huge hit for Phil Reed. Car 16 is quite... Oh, look at that rear right corner. That is not a happy Ferrari. That's going to cost it. And you can see the nose is twitching on that car. I wouldn't be surprised if we brought that one in soon, because that does not look like it's going to handle comfortably. Marinsky is, of course, hanging on in there. Oh, and again, you see how the left side is just tilting out because the right side can't keep it down properly. Slightly further back, that is Hermann and De Bruyck. with, of course, Sherpas falling behind them. At some point, Dvorak and Herman have swapped positions. Probably we didn't see that move happen. But Sherpas then looking to try and get back into the rhythm. There's Stevie Chambers not too far behind him with that's Sam Blackwood directly behind him. Oh, that's a redesigned rear wing. I'm not convinced that's going to help you turn too well. And on he goes nonetheless. Still, there's so many battles going on. It's difficult to know with the look, but keeping an eye on the lead battle though. Hanging around 6/10 of a gap between Holstein and Gaydomare. 32.8 for Holstein, 32.9 for Gaydomare last time around, 32.6 for Phil Reed. Despite the fact he's got damage, he's still pressing on that car. He's looking like a bit of a handful now. But the Team AOR blue driver, oh, again, so close to the wall, is managing to keep the pace there. Marinsky just not even a tenth behind him, not even half a tenth behind him. Let's have a look further down the field. Of course, there were 26 drivers in this race to begin with. We have lost a few early on, unfortunately. Fizzy's practicing the overlay. Oh, that was Phil again, bouncing off the wall. Surely that's going to be Marinsky through. And that is indeed Marinsky in the green Ford. Gets the inside for turn 10. And Phil's got no answer there. He lost too much speed bouncing off the wall. Surely Phil's going to have to bring that Ferrari in. He's nailed to the back of the Ford though. You can probably tell what kind of underpants he's got on from that range. He thought about it, but he decided to back off. He was a little bit too close to the chicane to come to make it through. He's not bringing the car in. He's obviously confident that he can still battle that for as well as he is. Continuing to press on. But that damage on that car is going to be difficult for Phil Reed to continue at the amazing pace he was doing. Oh, that's not good. That's not good for Phil Reed. He felt the need to just slow down and let that was Stefan Herman through. He's now stuck between the battling Porsches of Herman and Dvorak, and again he's slowing down still. So the damage has gotten too much for Phil Reed to maintain. Surely he's going to bring that car in next time around. It's a fair old way to go. To get the case, using the slipstream where he can, but it's in the corners he's just absolutely sitting duck for those around him. So I don't know that Phil's going to be trying any overtaking moves, although you never know. That's close. Strike a match from that distance. Yeah, again, he's kind of hanging on in the slipstream, but not attempting an overtaking move. Oops! Well, unless you do that. As Dvorak gets a little too deep into turn 10, but Phil Reed again backs out of it. He realises that car is just too battered to really mount a successful offensive. He's getting as much pace as he can. Oh, this could be interesting. He's not pitting. You're a brave man, Phil. I'll give you that. He's up into 5th now, ahead of Chris Dvorak. Oh, look at that. That's Mike Sherpas. Our pole man, now right on the back of 6th place. Dvorak has been rather quietly regaining lost time. What's he from the lead? He is 13.7 off the lead. It was considerably more than that because he had to reverse out of the wall. So a good recovery drive for him, but Holstein still has company up front. He is still barely half a second ahead of that Ferrari, as has been the case all race long. But a big gap as Marinsky's lost that position to Herman. So Stefan Herman up to 3rd then in the Sim RC coloured Porsche. Marinsky has had trouble somewhere. And that's Phil Reed back on his case again. So Phil Reed getting the hammer down again. Oh yes, well remembered, Failer. Yes, it was indeed Caroni that was our pole man. There he is. Up to 13th now. He's been minding his own business as well, sitting in some decent times. Sherpas was indeed our leader for a while. He's got quite a gaggle of cars ahead. Mr. Wojciak, Phil Reed on the back of Marinsky. Is he going to make a move? It's running on the inside of turn 1, opts not to go for that move. If he'd had a healthy car, he might have thought about it. There you see Wojciak in the back of that shot. That's 4th, 5th and 6th. There's too many trees. Too many trees for that camera to be effective. Marinsky, Reed, Wojciak and Sherpas in that. And there you see at the head is Herman. Yes, thank you, Dom. I had noticed. The race timer at the top has corrected itself to reflect how long it's actually left in the race. It's confusing, Dom. I thought it was a sprint race. Ooh, wow. Phil was confident to throw the nose of car 16 into that turn, despite the fact that he has given that car a fair old whack. What was lap last? Still a 32.6 last time, to be fair, which is not too far off the leader's pace. Oh, and as he nearly pushes Marinsky through turn 10. Oh, this could get interesting. Let's get back up in the... No, wrong one. Let's actually go to the blimp. You'll see that behind is the Wojciak. He's closing in on that Ferrari. He's having to think about it. Opts not to go for it. A little bit too far back to make a move. But Phil Reed's got a lot on his hands to try and deal with the Ford ahead and the Porsche behind. On he travels nonetheless. Some people bringing their cars in either through accident or not. I can see from the tools. Good lad, Dom. Good lad. Whilst I want to look away and check in on how other people are doing. Oh, and that's someone else. That's the Porsche. That's Wojciak bouncing off the wall. This battle rages on. The nose cam of the Ford at the tail of the field. You can see just how much pressure he's putting on the Porsche. Streaming on down to 8 and 9. Everyone pretty much maintaining their composure. Phil again looked like he caught the curve quite hard. It's on the go. The chase cam, as you can see over the top of the Ford. Phil again right in the slipstream of the green Ford. That's Marinsky staying right in the middle. Oh, Phil, steady on. There's only so much amount of curve you can take to try and undercut a car. Didn't quite come off for him, but he does look like he's trying to make a move. And look at that, Wojciak staying right to the... Oh, wow. He went to the inside and Sherpa just flew past. Up into 6th position for the Ford. As he bounces over those... Oh, well, those apexes again. I just wince every time they get that close to the Water Champions. And they reeled in Stefan Herman for 3rd. So this entire battle here is for the last podium position. Oh, Gaydemay has had a problem. He's now 3 seconds behind. Yeah, that was the last time they crossed the line. That was a 34.7 for the Ferrari. So he suddenly lost a big chunk of time. Herman still has a bit of gap between himself and this chasing pack of Marinsky. Bear in mind, as you can see, the Marinsky is actually in the AM category. He's done brilliantly well up there in 4th. That's a lot of pressure he's under from Phil Reed. Oh, again, someone introducing car to wall. Again, you just get the feeling that any moment Phil is going to just launch that car and get up into 4th position. He's done a fairly good run, pushing the Ford along. And again, great defensive positioning. Phil actually taken to the grass on the run down to 10. He's gone alongside, but he's gone too much. What a save, Phil Reed in the AOR blue car. That was a brilliant save. That would have woken him up. But, of course, that brings Mike Sherpas right in there as well. Oh, not that one, that one. Again, you get a decent shot. Oh, the blimp's in the wrong place. We've just seen lots of trees. That's no good. That's the view from Sherpas behind. You see him, and he's brought his car in. That confused me slightly. That's always the thing with the pit lane entry here at Canada is the fact that it's so easy just to follow the car in or to crunch into a car in front of you that isn't going into the pits. Through turns 1 and 2 again. Phil Reed hanging on to the back of Marinsky, but doesn't seem either he's not wanting to make a move. As you can see at the top, they still have some way to go before the checkered flag. Oh, again, someone else finding the wall. Wow, that felt a little bit wider than he possibly would have liked coming into 6 and 7. Again, they're not too far away from Stefan Hermann. Really close between the Ferrari and the Porsche again. Oh, the tail looks very lively on that car 16. On board again with Phil Reed. Spent a lot of time looking at him, but he's been in a great old battle at the moment. Keeps it. Count how many stripes of carbon fibre there are in the diffuser at that range. Again, who's going to blink first? Who's going to come into the pits? I'm so stunned that Phil has not brought that car in because of how damaged it is, but he knows what he's doing. He's a seasoned veteran. Anyone coming into the pits this time? Nope. Everyone carrying on as they are. Let's have a quick rundown then. Who's where? Christoph Holstein in the Comrade Gaming Porsche. Leads by 3.4 from Dominic Gaydemeyer in the number 37 Ferrari. Third, Stefan Hermann in the Sim RC Tiger coloured Ferrari. Tiger coloured Ferrari, that's a throwback to the Ferrari 40. In the Tiger coloured Porsche. Fourth, Inan Marinsky, whose name I was saying wrong throughout the entirety of qualifying. He is hanging on to fourth position as he has been for quite a number of laps now. Phil Reed in fifth. Team AOR Blue Ferrari. De Bruychek in the number 724 Porsche. Has been keeping a watchful eye on the battle ahead. Seventh, Stevie Chambers in the Scuderia Aurora. I know that he will say that differently. He will probably tell me off for getting that wrong. He was under pressure earlier, but finds himself very much on his own. Setting pretty consistent low 33s there in 7th. 8 is Jukka Suominen. Oh, look at that right behind. That is evident. Oh, that's Evan Imre. Oh, that's a back marker. Is that Florian? It is. Florian Foku in car 666. Getting out of the way with that really heavily rearranged rear wing. Doesn't actually look like it's attached to the car. Porsche have amazing engineering to make that thing stick. But that was Evan Imre in the Team AOR Yellow Ferrari in 9th place. And rounding out our top 10 is Jawad Karoni, our poleman in Race Clutch 130 Porsche. Setting some pretty impressive times to close down towards the lead. He's just shy of 40 seconds from the top spot now. Alexandra Godefroy in 11th in the VEC Sim Racing. Ferrari. I'll be shocked for that. In 11th, was challenging for the podium positions, but finds himself down in 11th place. Jake Towns in the Wolfpack Wolfpack Nando's number 488 Ferrari in 12th position. Sebastian Riethmuller in 13th position for VEC Sim Racing. Sam Blackwood, we saw him further up the field early on. He's had a problem with some description in the OCM Racing Ford. In 14th with Darren Potter rounding out our top 15. He's joining Stevie in his Scuderia Aoria. I've just realised how you're supposed to say that. Scuderia Aoria. I remember him telling me that at one point. So the numbers have gone a little bit cuckoo, as you can see. But Christoph Holstein still leads away. If there's a lag, what causes the numbers to go cuckoo like that is if there is a lag moment that goes on with our drivers, possibly with me. Oh, have we lost Karoni? Have we lost Coroni from the race, I wonder? I'm looking at his name, it's falling through the order. No, we haven't. There was a big lag moment of something going on with Gemma Coroni. He is still in 10th. I think he's still in 10th. He's around there somewhere. You can see the numbers dancing around. That's not the overlay's fault. That is purely the tool I'm using that the overlay feeds from. It does have trouble when people lag, sadly. Not Dom's fault. That is just the nature of the beast. But that is also being fed from the server itself. Not really anything anyone can do about that. Thank you for that, Dom. We can go 45 minutes before they need to pit. Now, this was an hour-and-a-half race, so we should be seeing most people coming in fairly soon. That is the case. Who is in a battle at the moment? Of course, we jump back to this battle for third. Phil Reed has actually lost 5th position to De Bruycheck, so Phil's had a problem somewhere. It wasn't the last lap. His previous lap time was invalid, and that one was a 36, which was also invalid. So, unfortunately, he is not having a good day. Coroni's been through the pits once. He hasn't been through the pits again, but Marinsky is not too far off the back. Now he doesn't have Phil Reed to contend with. He is actually starting to chase after Stefan Herman for third. So the Ford then crossing swords with the Porsche. Coming through 7 and 8 again. There in the background you can see De Bruycheck and Reed. They're not too far apart. Let's jump down to the battle for 8th. Sorry, Evan Imre is chasing Jukka Suominen. Of course, I'll know a number of these names under their AOR titles as opposed to their real names. For instance, Brownski is Andrew Brown. That one I didn't know until he introduced himself in the chat earlier, so apologies for that. Look at that, Evan Imre is at a decent run coming out of turn 9. Oh, it's surely going to be a move in the inside coming towards 10. He's positioned himself for it. Can he slow that thing down? He can indeed. That is the Team AOR Yellow car 147. Evan Imre up into 8th position, demoting Suominen into 9th. There is the back marker of Flavian Falku. Apologies if I'm not getting that quite right. And that screaming Porsche with the rearranged rear wing. Jumping back up to the battle for third. This is Marinsky against Herman. Through turns 6 and 7. With the lap times last time around 32.2 for Marinsky, 32.5 for, oh, beg your pardon, that's best lap, 32.6 for Marinsky, 32.8 for Stefan, so it's actually a similar gap. And look at that, the Ford is really shaping up for a move now. Let's do this another way. Let's look backwards from the, that's backwards from the Porsche of Stefan Herman. Mounted on the gearbox, because, my God, can you hear that screaming Porsche? So this is what Herman's got to contend with. Pretty decent run out of 8 and 9. Now through the hairpin at 10. Not quite catch the apex, but it was enough to keep the Ford at bay. As Marinsky didn't quite have the drive he would have wanted. He's going to be in the slipstream though. We'll see if he's able to do anything. This must be a terrifying sight if you're the driver. You can see he's closing in. Not enough to be able to make a move this time. Still no pit stops from our top drivers. Who else is in the battle? De Bruycheck is back behind Phil Reed. So Phil back up into 5th then. Didn't see that one happen. Evan Imre and Suominen still in their battle. The Ferrari rather of Evan was ahead of Suominen, so he's lost that particular battle. Hello Nick, good to see you. Now that particular point I can do something about rather quickly. That should be a little bit more balanced. Should, operative word. It hasn't actually been said, you were the first to make that particular point, so hopefully that is a little bit more balanced. Potter's actually fallen outside of the... oh, what's happened to Darren Potter? It looks like he might have disconnected, or he's having a bit of a lag moment. Hopefully that will update itself pretty soon. What's going on? Oh, that's a battle for third. That's Herman and Marinsky. That one's been brewing for a while. The Ford still remains behind, but is right in striking range now in the slipstream. He's surely going to have that done way before he gets. He's nearly runs into the back of the Porsche. You actually heard Herman back off of that. And he's realised that the Ford was on the inside. He was not going to be able to turn properly into the chicane. And that is Marinsky now up into third position. Christoph Holstein continues to extend that lead little by little, 3.5 seconds up front. That's the Ford now of Einar Marinsky, jumps up into third position ahead of Stefan Herman. Nicely done. Phil Reed just saw him in the background, 2.7 behind this battle with that heavily reshaped Ferrari. Now 34 last time around for Stefan, so a big mistake there. Who else is in the battle? Jumping back to this battle, so Evans back ahead of Jukka Suominen, and right behind them, that is Joa Karoni. As again, he's been minding his own business with that recovery driver. He's actually been lapping in the 31s. He's been lapping quicker than the leaders for a while. His last lap was a 31.8. His best lap was a 31.8. Not one of the same. So looks like we could be seeing Joa Karoni gain a few positions here. Three-way Ferrari battle then, heading on down towards the hairpin of turn 10. Whatever it is Joa Karoni is doing, it is working very, very well for him. We look back from the gearbox of Evan Imre in 8th place with 2 charging Ferraris behind. Immediately behind, you can see, actually, if we pick up that one, you'll see what the gap is between himself and Suominen. And there you see Karoni directly behind him. As Evan continues to fly on down. 32.9 for Evan, 32.8 for Suominen, and 32.3 for Karoni. Oh, that? Who was that that's just jumped behind them? One of the Fords has had to jump very much out of the way. No, it's not Karen Van Eyck. Gaillard? No, Gaillard's a Porsche. Not sure who that was, unfortunately. Oh, that's the wrong battle. Let's jump back to... Now that's what happens when they lag back in again. He's kind of popped back into existence. But Evan Imre's got a little bit of a gap. Karoni then really shaping up for a move. Wow, didn't expect it there. I'm not sure Karoni did either. Rather a slightly unexpected manoeuvre there on turn 9. He's going to... Wow, it's a big move into the hairpin. No, you're not going to slow that down. Oh! That was incredibly close. Oh, they could have high-fived each other at that range. That was a little close. Hey, Justin! Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Oh, what's happened here? Christoph Holstein, bouncing off the wall, has lost the lead to Dominic Gaydemeyer. The Ferrari now leads the way. Porsche did a 35 last time around, so he's made a big mistake in the previous lap. We heard one of these two bouncing off the walls. Screaming on down towards 8 and 9. That 3.5 second lead has gone. That's the Porsche was enjoying from Conway Racing. Of course, they still have pit stops to do. Oh, it's getting close, but no impact there for Holstein. As Gaydemeyer, our new race leader. Still, battles have been, bearing in mind that we're an hour into this race almost, and still battles going off everywhere. This is the battle for third. It's Stefan Herman who held it for quite a number of laps, and Marinsky has not broken away from the chasing Porsche. There is Dubroychek, who's back up into 5th. Phil Reed back down into 6th position. So Phil Reed is really struggling with that Ferrari, but still in a pretty decent position. There's a back marker that is getting royally out of the way. Oh, Evan Imre's had a problem. That Caroni. So from when we looked away to check on the leader, Caroni, we saw kind of having that big moment with Alexandra Godefroy, is now up into 8th ahead of Evan Imre. Great effort from our pole sitter then of Jama Caroni. But big battle then for the lead between the Car 37 of Dominic Gaydemer and the Comrade Gaming Porsche of Christoph Holstein. Cleveland battling for white goals. Yes, I'm sure Chris will blame you wholeheartedly, Justin. Again, Christoph did not get a good run out of turn 9. That's giving Gaydemer that little bit of breathing space. Back into it's going to be a bat. Oh, that was very narrow, very narrowly avoided. It looked close from that camera. A decent drive though out of turn 10 for the Porsche. How long can that Ferrari keep their Porsche behind? Is Christoph going to make a move coming into the chicane? He does not. Both of them coming through. No pit stops for our top 7. Actually, the Caroni, who did pit early on, is back up into 8th. He's chasing after Stevie Chambers. We'll check it up on him as the Porsche jumps out just before turn 1, but no, Gaydemer is having none of that. Let's get on the gearbox of the Ferrari. That's what Gaydemer has got to deal with. The ever-present Porsche of Christoph Holstein through turns 3 and 4. Can I see the new thing? Oh, yes, why not? So it took a few seconds for my brain to register what you mean. So let's see Gaydemer, car 37, with Holstein, car number 9. That timing is not correct there, Dom. The lap time, I'm sure, is, but the delta is not. So essentially, not quite. Oh no, I meant to do gearbox. Porsche closing in, but not able to do anything at the moment. Oh, that's a good run for the Porsche. That's surely going to make a move for Holstein. There he goes. He's going to go for the outside move through turn 1. He needs to get it done quick if he wants to maintain the lead. Gaydemer's going to have the inside of the apex, and no, he keeps that door well and truly shut. Despite the fact there's still another 33.5 minutes to go, these guys are not giving anything to one another. Oh, what's happened to Marinsky? Marinsky's had trouble. He's lost 3rd to Herman. Stefan Herman then in the Porsche is back up into 3rd. That's not Dubroychek behind. Already behind the Ford. There is Dubroychek. So there's a couple of back markers in between the two. But still, that Porsche, who's lost a little bit of ground to the Ferrari, now a second between them. So either the Ferrari's had a storming exit out of one of these sets, or, as I suspect, oh, look at the rear wing of the Porsche. So Christoph has introduced himself to the rear, to the wall, tail first, and that unfortunately is going to really hamper his performance. I've seen a few people do that and just absolutely fall through the field. Oh, Christoph Holstein is going to be kicking himself about that. But you never know. We've seen the front runner, we've seen the lead change a few times. It could well change again before the race is done. And that's a pit stop then for Christoph Holstein. He's decided to bring that one in now. It'll be intriguing to see whether he gets that damage fixed. You can see Gaydemer did not come in. That's a long way down the pit lane for Christoph. Here come the next group of cars through. There is Herman and Marinsky. One of the back markers you can see in the background then. Oh, Herman was deep in turn 1. Check. Of course, everybody elevating a position because of Christoph coming into the pits, and that is no damage repaired as it goes through the pit, the pace car. So just for fuel, he comes out just behind Evan Imre. That is 9th position then for Holstein at the moment. That damage is going to hurt, I suspect. But we will see if Gaidemeyer can take full advantage of the fact that he does not have to defend. I'd imagine they are getting a little bit light on fuel. Nice pattern effect going on the mirror there from that camera angle. Will Gaidemeyer bring his car in this time? Marinsky's getting close to Herman. No, the Ferrari chooses to continue. Stefan Herman now up to 2nd position in the Sim RC Porsche. Does he come in? He does not. Remains in 2nd then. Now Marinsky in the Ford. Great effort from him. And 30 minutes to go. Wojciech in 4th position. Also does not pit at the moment. Phil Reed once again in 5th position seems to be where he is destined to be in the Porsche at the moment. Stevie Chambers now up to 6th place. Of course, our top 6 still have to pit. This man does not. Or rather, depends how much fuel he's got on board, because he did pit very, very early. He may have to do a splash and dash at some stage. 8th position for Joe Caroni. Holstein already up into 8th place. He was right behind here, Evan Imre, but Evan is in. That's why he's lost that particular position. So for Team AOR Yellow, away goes Evan Imre. Holstein has got 5.7 to close down to Caroni. If he is to try and challenge for the next positions. What does Gaidemeyer do this time? Let us see. Nope, still no pit stop then for the lead Ferrari. He's taking full use of the fact that he has got no one anywhere near him position-wise. 32.7 for Gaidemeyer last time around. Stefan Herman has broken away from Marinsky. So the Ford has had trouble somewhere. 33, well, previous lap was a 33, but the one he's just done was invalid, so that's why it appears as such. Wojciech is just shy of, just over rather 3 seconds behind Marinsky, so the potential battle forming there for the final podium spot again. Evan came out 13th, and right on the back of Suominen. These two Ferraris crossing swords again. They were battling fairly hard a while back, and that battle has now resumed post pit stop. Suominen has been in, as has Evan. We try. You can see how long they were stationary for. So Suominen 10 seconds in the pits, Evan for 15. So that's how he has lost that 12th place to Suominen, but it's very, very close. Bit of damage on the front of Evan's Ferrari, but not too bad. Still keeping an eye on our front runners. If anybody is pitting, not as yet. Oh goodness, that is close. Evan Imre nearly pushing Yuka down the road. That's the closest battle we have at the moment, as the field has taken quite a long time to spread out in this particular race. It doesn't matter where you are, you still can press on and try and pressure for that next position up the road. Coming into turn 10 again. No change as yet between these two. Evan needs a good drive. How well can Suominen defend such a long straight? You're at the mercy of the person chasing you if they've had a decent run, which Evan has. Is he going to make the move? There he goes. Oh, it's going to be close. Side by side coming through the final chicane, and Suominen backed out of that. This really is not wide enough to comfortably go too wide through that chicane. So valiant move there by Suominen. He really had no choice. He had to back out of that, which he does. And Phil Reed, has he pitted or has he disconnected? Keep an eye on that, because he seems to be falling through the field. Need to keep an eye on that. How's Chris's? Well, last time around, Christoph Holstein was a 33.2 and Gadimer was a 32.3. So he's lost on that last lap at least a second on the leader. So it's not looking good, unfortunately, for our former race leader. As Gadimer fully capitalising on the fact that he can charge on without pressure. And Phil Reed is indeed in. Along with, and that just behind him, is Stevie Chambers. So it's going to be interesting to see how long Phil is stationary for. It's all going to be down to how, if he decides to get any damage repaired. Oh, one of them's revving away, and there goes Phil. Stevie's underway as well, so similar pit stop. Stevie's was a couple of seconds quicker than Phil. He was that much later getting into the pits. Where is Gadimer though? Coming onto the back straight once again. Leads by 13.5 seconds from Stefan Herman now. And still isn't pitting. Wow, Gadimer is leaving this very, very late. There's Herman with a backmarker ahead of him. Marinsky 2 seconds behind. You just saw him at the back of the shot. Gadimer 32.4 last time around, whereas Holstein now to 6th position. But he is 40 seconds off the leader now. And of course has been through the pits, so he will gain a lot of that back upon pit stops. No immediate, no back markers ahead of him, so not a problem there. Ouch. Oh, wow. Considering the damage, he was very brave to bounce off the curbs that hard. And lap time then for Holstein 33.3, as you can see in the bottom left. So he's losing about a second a lap on average to Gadimer. Gadimer was ever so slightly ahead of Christoph before the pit stops happened, so you may have to settle for behind the charging Ferrari car 37. Our top 4 need to pit. Most people have, of course, pitted now. Of the top 10, only... Actually, looking at it, 6 of the top 10 still have to pit. It's Gadimer, Herman, Marinsky, De Bruycek, Godefroy, and Blackwood from our top 10 still have got to bring their cars in. But interestingly, when he returns to us, which will be Jawad Karoni, up to 5th position now. He is 32 seconds off the lead, so it's going to be interesting to see where he filters back in post pit stop. Now, all in all, it's about, well, they're around about kind of 47 seconds or so, or 45 seconds average in the pit lane at pit lane limiter speed, and then stationary for about, depending on how much they have to do, between 10 and 15 or 10 and 20 seconds. So we say, argument's sake, a minute's loss. That still brings Karoni right back into it, considering everybody ahead of him still has to pit. Phil Reed came out at 7th, but he is 17 seconds behind Holstein. And again, that's off the wall. That right behind Phil Reed is Godefroy, but Godefroy does have to pit again. So whether Phil Reed knows that. Oh, someone coming out of the pits. That's a little bit close. Evan Imre and Suominen have swapped positions. That's now 11th for Evan Imre. And Godefroy is in. So he has finally brought that lead Ferrari in. From the incredible charge he's been doing. It's all going to be down to where Holstein reappears. Where is Herman coming in? Yes, he does. Marinsky, yeah, I'm not surprised. I'd imagine De Bruytek's going to do the same. No, De Bruytek continues. Interesting. And now Gademeyer comes to a stop. De Bruytek is going to lead the race in the car 724. He's using the VEC Sim RC skin. Herman has come to a stop, as has Marinsky. Where's Caroni? Caroni's in again. That's what I thought would happen. He had to pit so early. This will be a splash and dash, I would imagine. And there comes Holstein. Where is Gademeyer? Gademeyer's back on track. I'd missed him coming out, unfortunately. So as we thought, Gademeyer will retain the lead. De Bruytek leads in the moment, but he will have to come back in. And that is Holstein. And gap down to 11 seconds between himself and effective race leader Gademeyer. And unless Gademeyer makes a mistake in the final 20 minutes of this race, then I think Holstein is going to have to settle for that. But still an impressive run nonetheless, considering the shape of the rear wing. I think 22 cars, possibly 21 cars remain in this race. We started with 26, we lost a few early on. But most of the field's still running. Where's De Bruytek? There he is, right in the midst. Slightly bent rear wing on that car, but nothing too bad. And as predicted, in he comes. So that will hand the lead back over to Dominic Gademeyer. There's Holstein again. In the low 33s is the regular for that car. With that damage he sustained a while ago. Excuse me. So it's about a mid 40 second pit lane loss there or thereabouts. Oh, that's a battle. That's Herman and Marinsky battling for the final podium position again. I think we've mentioned that before. So De Bruytek is back underway. Oh, where's Phil Reed? I don't think he's going to beat him. No, De Bruytek is out in 5th position. Phil Reed has lost that 5th place to the Porsche. And wow, Phil is just pushing that car so hard to keep on his way. There you see behind him is Caroni. That front... Oh, that was a bang. That was Phil Reed, I think, bouncing off the wall again. But Caroni has been through the pits again. As we thought he might have to. So in 7th then, this is going to be a sprint to the line. Sprint to the flag for most of them. The only two people not to pit, or Sam Blackwood is in the pits. The only person not to pit, not to have pitted at the moment, is this man, Alessandro Godefroy, up to 8th position. Let's just jump up to 7th because Phil Reed's lagged. Or we've lost Phil. It does happen where the position markers change fairly regularly, and then they'll pop back up again. But this is the only man on track not to pit. Surely he can't go much further without running out. You won't do a whole race distance on one tank of fuel, I'm afraid. Phil Reed might be out of this. Actually, let's see session events. Nope, no mention of Phil Reed at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, indeed, Godefroy has brought his car in. So Phil Reed is either disconnected or he's just in a big lag moment at present. But again, Gaydemir straight back on the pace, 32.4. His first time lap post pit stop. 33.1 for Holstein. That's where he's been for a while. So there he is, not challenged by anybody. Unlike, however, Stefan Hermann, still being pushed by Einar Marinsky. Oh, wow, that TMNT Ford getting very, very close through 7 and 8. 8 and 9, rather. Is he going to have a think about it? Onto the hairpin. Ooh, nope. He broke a little early there, actually. I think we have actually lost Phil Reed. I think Phil Reed, sadly, has disconnected from the race. What a shame. He battled so long to keep that Ferrari going for as long as he did. But sadly, he has gone. Phil Reed is out from 6th place. Oh, goodness. Again, keeping the pressure on Stefan Hermann for that final podium position, but the Porsche has gone very wide. Left the door wide open for the Ford to fly through. Now we can see whether Marinsky's had the additional pace in the Porsche. Has he been held up all this time? 32.7, 32.5 last time, so still pretty decent pace. That would rather indicate, looking back from the Ford, that the Porsche is going to struggle to hang on to the back of the Ford, but a little early to say yet. He's certainly got himself enough of a gap there to ensure that he's not in immediate striking range coming into turn 10. Less than 15 minutes to go. Good drive out of turn 10 for the Ford. But is Stefan Hermann close enough to mount an attack on the Ford? No, that's the gap. 7/10 already, and that's in only 2/3 of a lap. So wow, there is pace in that Ford yet. Einar Marinsky in that podium position at the moment, but has got a lot of work to do to keep that Porsche behind him. Oh, and the Ford slow through turn 2. Manages just to fend off the Porsche at the moment. Wow, the Ford much quicker through 6 and 7. Or through 3 and 4, really. Very nicely done. Looks like that one is going to be Marinsky's day, but we will see. As we have 10 laps to go, approximately. 13.5 minutes remain here at Montreal. Let's check in with everybody. There is Dominic Gaydemir. Christoph Holstein in second. Marinsky up to third now with a second's gap between himself and Hermann. But look, eyes forward. It's just less than 3.3 now between himself and Holstein. There is the wounded Porsche of Christoph Holstein. He will not be happy. But, oh, and again, big amount of curve going on that Ford. And that times again, 32.7 for Gaydemir. 35 for Holstein. He's indeed already let the position go. So Holstein has already lost that third position to the charging Ford. Big mistake then for Holstein last time around. With the 33.1. That's the kind of pace that the Porsche has been having. Will Holstein try and mount an attack against the Ford? The Ford has been blisteringly quick. It was actually quicker than the leader last time around. Look at that. Look at how quickly the Ford can pull away from Holstein. He's got no answer to that. With the damage he's been carrying for so long. A great effort to keep the car so high in the field. With the level of damage he's had, I'm sure he'll be kicking himself with the result of the race. But on he goes nonetheless. Fourth is Stefan Hermann in the SimRC coloured Porsche. There is De Bruyck in car 724. In the next Porsche in fifth position, Caroni up to sixth now with the demise of Farid from this race. He's in the 31s. He's been setting blisteringly fast laps for a while, so Caroni's still got battles to forge. He's got 3.5 seconds between himself and De Bruyck. So that battle still to do. There is Stevie Chambers very much on his own in 7th. In the Scuderia AOR Ferrari, Evan Imre still with Suominen in very short succession, 8th and 9th. And Godefroy now after the pit stop in still hanging on to the top 10. There is Sebastian Riethmuller in 11th with the VEC Sim Racing Ferrari. Sam Blackwood in the 4 for OCM Racing in 12th position. Phil Bedford. I think it's the first time I've actually looked at him all race long in the Porsche with Boy Williamson, beg your pardon, in the Nork coloured Ford. And rounding out the top 15 is Felipe Gaillard. We saw him have that huge incident early in the race after the final chicane. Look at this battle here. This is a battle for second. Holstein really struggling to get the power down and when he absolutely needs it. And there's Herman in very short order as well. Less than 10 minutes to go. Holstein hanging on to that final podium position. I'm also keeping an eye on this map. As there is position, there is battles he's going to have before the checkered flag falls. Oh, ho, ho. That was very, very ragged edge there. That's not Holstein's car. That is a Flavien Foucault's car, who has struggled on with that massive damage he suffered right at the beginning of the race. So Gademan, 32.4. Marinsky, 32.5. Holstein with a 32.6. That's impressive considering the damage on his car. Herman, a 32.7. 4, 5, 6 and 7 at the moment. Oops, as Caroni bounces off the wall. De Bruyck 33.5 and a Caroni 32.0. So Caroni is the fastest man in the top 6. And there you just show out the top of the charts. You see him now. There he is De Bruyck. Caroni's been absolutely flying, but with less than 9 minutes, with what's he got to the leader? 26.5 seconds. It's going to be a little bit much for Caroni to get the win, but he is definitely charging on for more positions. How do I talk for so long, Nick? Lots and lots of practice. Basically, that's all I can really say. I've done this once or twice. When you've done endurance events solo, you kind of learn how to deal with it. And plus, I'm drinking in between sentences. On board with Caroni. Wheeling in that Porsche at an alarming rate. Got 1.2 out of the gap last time around. There up ahead you can see the race leaders. That's the top 3 just going through turn 2. 1.5 seconds Caroni gained on De Bruyck last time around. Oops, a little bit of oversteer coming through turn 2. And through 3 and 4. So smooth, or it seems like it from our side. This is the literal view from Caroni's car. Now he's got the unenviable task of getting past the Porsche of De Bruyck. Through 6 and 7 now, 8 and 9. It's going to be a big move into turn 10, I would have thought. Really much of an opportunity here. He wants a decent drive. He does get it. Oh, but the tail just touches the wall. That is not what he wanted. Is he going to dive on the inside of 10? There he goes. That's what I thought he'd do, but nearly loses his nose. Oh, but that forces De Bruyck wide. And then it's a drag race, and then down that big old long straight. That's what it is. There's absolutely nothing between them. The course going down the inside line. The Porsche is actually getting more drive. The Porsche knows he's back ahead. That's De Bruyck. Is Karuni trying a move? No, he opts not to make a move on the inside of the chicane. But he's going to try. Ow! And that's a big move. And he had to back out of that. Karuni took way too much curb and bounces that one up onto two wheels. So Karuni has lost all that momentum. And they have to close down De Bruyck again. Down to 1.3 seconds between the two. Oh, that was looking good. And whilst we were looking away, Holstein has lost second to Marinsky. Alas, that seemed fairly inevitable with the damage that Porsche's carrying. And there's Herman looking to demote. And there you go, you can see confirmed 5 laps to go. Less than 6 minutes on the clock. As the Porsche rages on. He's going to have a hard time keeping Stefan Herman behind him, but he was quicker than Herman last time around. He may well be able to hang on to that last podium spot. Karoni's already back on the case of De Bruyck. Again, I wholeheartedly apologise if I'm getting that wrong all race. Looking back from the Porsche, a great drive out of turn 10 for Chris De Bruyck. The Ferrari is looming large. We may well find that his charge ends at De Bruyck. Particularly if he picked up any damage with that impact with the wall. Looks like it was a little bit on that rear left, bouncing off the curbs again, and he touches the wall of champions this time, does Karoni. He's really pushing so hard to try and get that 5th place. Where is Stefan Herman in relation to Christoph Holstein? Gained 2 tenths last time. I'm still stunned that Chris is able to get into the 32s with that really reshaped Porsche. But with only 4 laps to go, he's still, that's only 1.4 just under between himself and Herman. Karoni just over a second between himself and De Bruyck. He gets close but then makes a mistake. Really just needs to get back into the rhythm. He's been faster all race long. Just needs to keep it calm. And keep it consistent. Hello, Phil. I would, but unfortunately for me, Discord is just lagging like crazy whenever I'm doing iRacing. I'd love to have you in the combox with me, my friend. But alas, I wouldn't. You'd lag like a crazy man. What happened to you, Phil? Where is our leader? There he is. 3 laps remain. As Gadamer now leads by 16 seconds from Ina Marinsky. Wycombs has managed to maintain a gap. There is Stefan Herman. He presses on. 32.9 for both himself and Herman. He's got no answer to the 2 ahead. He's just got to keep an eye on Herman behind to hang on to the podium spot. Thank you a lot, son. You and me both, my friend. I'd love to commentate with you again. Oh, that was a big hit off the wall for De Bruyck. He has also rearranged the tail of that Porsche, and that's going to bring Karoni right with him. You didn't bad into that. And there we go. De Bruyck just could not hang on any longer and just lost the tail of the Porsche through into 5th position. Does go Joao Karoni. Bearing in mind that Karoni's been through the pits twice. It's a very good effort from our pole sitter. Oh, the tail gets loose on the Ferrari. 2 minutes 20 remain. Holstein has gone. It's hovering at 1.2 seconds between himself and Herman. It's less than that now. The SimRC flavoured Porsche is putting... Remember the new results at the end? I will try to. the penultimate lap. That's all. There's about 8 kilometers for Holstein to hang on to that final podium spot. Oh, what might have been. He was comfortably leading at one point. We'll see if he's able to hang on. Caroni, as much as he's charging on, that's 5.4 between himself and Herman. It will be a god. Was just under 5. It will be a drive of the gods for him to close that down in 1.5 laps, or a mistake, of course. The Wojciech in 6 has got to limp that Porsche home. That big moment he had, I would imagine would have caused a bit of damage, but he hasn't got an answer to Caroni ahead. There is Stevie Chambers in 7th. Still finds himself very much on his own. Evan Imre was under pressure from Suominen. They were in a battle quite a few times, but Evan Imre ahead on that one in 9th, and Riethmuller rounds out the top 10. So then, to start the final lap here in Montreal, there he is, Dominic Gaydemeyer. Just 4 more kilometers to go, and he will bring home the win here in Canada. Marinsky has got 2 seconds between himself and Holstein, who's got 1.9 now between himself and Stefan Herman. So again, it's just keeping it consistent to make sure he brings that car home. It's like 19 cars will be making the checker flag this time. We've lost Andrew Brown, we lost Ben Warren, Alexis Bush, Mike Sherpas. What a shame for him after 12 laps ago. A great shame for him. Soren Cruz, we lost him. Phil Reed, of course, as previously mentioned. All fallen by the wayside, alas. That is not a concern to this man. Gaydemeyer stayed in contention for the lead. And then in one mistake from Christoph Holstein has handed him the win. Just one more chicane to go. With a 17-second gap, he can pretty much get out and push at this point. But your winner here in Montreal at the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve is going to be car number 37, Dominic Gaydemeyer. Brilliantly done. But in the AM category, car 84, Einar Marinsky. Oh, that's a big hit off the final curve, but he's going to bring that one home in 2nd place. Christoph Holstein limps that Porsche home in 3rd. A little bit bittersweet, I would imagine, for Wycombs. Then it is Stefan Herman in 4th in this MRC Porsche. Jawad Caroni just 3.1 behind Stefan to finish the race in 5th. Then De Bruycheck in 6th position in car 724. Stevie Chambers is going to come home in 7th place. Then quite a way back. Oh, Suominen's actually gotten ahead of Evan Imre. When did that happen? Is Evan going to have a bit of a late lunch in the AOR yellow? It doesn't look like. The Iridium Racing car, number 25 of Jukka Suominen, is going to take 8th. And Evan has, out of frustration, just slowed down before the end. And the last man on the lead lap is this one, Sebastian Riethmuller. To bring home everybody else was a lap down and has therefore finished. Sam Blackwood was the next car in line in 11th. Sebastian Riethmuller through the final chicane is the last man to take the checker flag. And over the line he comes, and that has been this race of Canada. All done and dusted. Well, the overlay works, and there is the final results. Our top 2 not sporting a team name, and again, great drives from our drivers here. Is 11th was Sam Blackwood, 12th is Phil Bedford, 13th Boy Williamson, 14th Philip Gaillard, 15, Jake Towns. 16 was Alexandra Godefroy. After being right up there in the top 10 for a period of time, sadly couldn't hang on to that. Then it is, where are we? Stefan Kamke in 17th, Darren Potter 18, with Cohen Van Eyck 19th and Flavian Foku 20th. Phil Reed classed as 21st after his retirement with Soren Cruz. Mike Sherpers, Alexis Boucher, Ben Warren and Andrew Brown. Thank you very much for those that have been with us throughout the stream. Thank you to those that have caught up with us afterwards. It's been a great pleasure to be in the commentary box. And thank you once again to Nick Domino for building a brilliant interface to display the information to you lovely spectators. For me, that is it for this race. Thank you very much and good night.